All I can say about this person in this video is that they are a sociopath. They do not care for other people or how they feel. All they care for is the attention they receive from this controversy and of this drama. Because of this, I will not be providing their name. Providing their name without censoring it may lead to you guys trying to take action against him, which isn't fair, as it may end up putting you in danger, and that is not what I want. If you do know who I'm talking about, do not leak their name in the comments. Thank you for cooperating. Let's get into the video. Me and this person, who I shall refer to as the moniker Alex, have had issues for a very long time, and these issues mostly grew from Alex begging for everything, instead of actually working for it. There are accounts of Alex begging for items and viewers by saying stuff like, "Oh, wouldn't it be so amazing if someone gave me an unusual? That would be like mind-blowing and insane. Or wouldn't it mean so much to me if someone came to my stream and watched it? But that'll never happen. It'd be mind-blowing if it did." And he'd send these messages to my good friend Spiky Mikey's stream. And because of a majority of Spiky Mikey's viewers are quite young, and quite more impressionable than older viewers, people fell for it. They went and subscribed to his channel, they went and watched his stream, and yes, he was given multiple unusuals through this method. And I really wasn't okay with this. It seemed like he was manipulating people who were more impressionable and younger than him, as they really didn't know what they were doing. And really, this put a really bad taste in my mouth. At the same time, Alex would actually complain that his videos were hard to make, and that he was struggling to amass a viewership of some sort, going as far to ask me to make a video for him. A video made by me to put on his channel. Yeah, this pissed me off, but I didn't say anything as I didn't want to cause any big drama. Alex would give himself invulnerability to being banned from Mikey's stream by claiming that he would make him a TF2 server, which was entirely bullshit and never actually happened. This gave him a kind of shield so he could carry on manipulating people behind the scenes, like the sociopath that he is. Things were boiling in my mind, and at the time I was actually struggling to keep this all in. So when Alex came to me accusing me of being a witch-hunting scumbag, calling me out for being the Leafy of TF2, I really struggled not to lash out. I'm a volatile person at the best of times, and this was not a good time. What annoyed me most is that he said all of these things about me being scummy and witch-hunting people just hours after I released the part 2 video on Rogue, where I just said, "Don't witch-hunt people, I do not endorse this, please don't do it." But of course, he refused straight up to watch the said video, knowing it would disprove his points. And yes, this really boiled things to the brim, but I still tried to calm myself down, and struggled not to react. Instead, I just blocked him from my Steam and tried to move on. A few weeks later, it emerges that Alex is talking about me quite nastily behind my back, which is something I'm not a huge fan of, and funnily enough, this was the breaking point. I called him out in his public Discord as he blocked me on everything else, so I couldn't actually confront him. He at first acted like he'd done nothing wrong, he didn't actually say anything, playing like, "Why do you hate me so much" card in order to gain attention. And I replied with a message in the form of a list, listing the things that I didn't like about him. It was something along the lines of, "You constantly suck off Mikey, you're obnoxious on top of that." Yes, it may have seemed immature and volatile to say, and yeah, I do regret saying that. I could have worded it a lot better. And this resulted me in being banned. All of my messages were erased and wiped. But at this point, Mikey had returned from being AFK, and as he was in Alex's Discord, he read everything without my messages and was obviously confused. He was just showed a cropped version of the message that I listed, which read, "Only read now, Mikey, you're obnoxious on top of that." Yes, Alex had cropped the message to make it seem like I had insulted Mikey in order to cause a fight between us, which would have worked if we were gullible idiots, but thankfully we have more than 2 brain cells to share between us, and this didn't work whatsoever. Then, Alex's internet started to become slow. Well, apparently there is actually no proof of this, and he decided to use this to blame Blapchico, a charity organisation that raises money for children, claiming that we were DDoSing him. Again, without any evidence to back that up. This is only the baby steps into these false allegations. Here you can see him trying to badmouth a charity organisation with these false claims of us DDoSing him, even though we'd have no reason to do that. It didn't make any sense. He would do anything to make us look bad. Between this, Alex claimed that he was going to knock my teeth out if he saw me in Insomnia 61, which is the next big TF2 LAN, insinuating that he was going to punch me directly in the facial region in order to cause sufficient grievous damage to my body that it removes some of my teeth. Funny enough, that's illegal in the UK. You can't threaten people no matter if it's on the internet or in real life. That is a violent threat of assault, and that doesn't go well in our country. However, I decided to ignore this. I tried to put it aside and put it out of my mind. However, around 1.5 weeks later, a tweet appears in my feed of Alex calling me both me and my friends in Blapchico for doing illegal things. And this was all targeted against me for ruining people's lives by mentioning them in these videos. Alex was speaking on the behalf of the people mentioned without actually coming into touch with them. He didn't care about them personally, he only cared about dragging my name through the dirt to make me look bad. In order to counter these false allegations he put forward about me, I will show you the limits of my knowledge about what had happened to each person after they were mentioned in my videos, as Alex really hasn't spoken to any of them, and I know this because some of them you can't actually contact anymore as they have disappeared off the face of the planet. So everything he's saying is complete bullshit. And on top of that, he's actually unable to provide any evidence that he actually spoke to these people, and I have evidence to show he hasn't. Many of you probably won't remember, but way back in the day when my videos barely got any views, I made a video on someone called Steph. Steph was stealing artwork and being very aggressive to anyone who actually confronted him about it. However, weeks after the videos on him were released, we both apologised for handling the situation very badly, and he rebranded. He got a new name and a new avatar, and since he has worked hard in actually making his own artwork instead of stealing it, he's actually integrated back into the community very well. You may have unknowingly spoken to this person or be in a Discord server with him. He's come back to the community quite well, and we no longer have any issues. Of course, Merc doesn't know this as he's never spoken to him, as no one knows Steph's new moniker apart from me. Which is pretty ridiculous now that you see that Merc's claiming that he's spoken to him, as he hasn't, as we no longer have any problems, but that didn't stop him because he can lie about anything as long as it tries to cause me some problems. Billy was the next person I mentioned in these videos. He was exposed with both stealing artwork and items. He actually apologised to everyone personally who he affected, and he gave back all of the items he had stolen. Since we have actually spoken a few times and we are on good terms. However, he has since departed from the community for personal reasons, none of which actually relate to the video. Alex's claims that they had spoken, and that Billy's life had apparently been ruined, are complete fables that he's creating to slander me. He hasn't spoken to the person. He hasn't spoken to Billy, and I can say that for a fact, as me and Billy were talking at the time when he was making these allegations publicly on Twitter. That's quite funny that Billy didn't mention any of this. Zerwin? Well, nothing happened. He didn't care that the video had been released on him, and he just claimed that it changed nothing, and he would continue to steal artwork on a new account, and I wouldn't be able to stop him. Minutes later, his account was set to private, I was deleted and subsequently blocked. I don't know what's happened since, but it's safe to say that the video didn't ruin his life, as he didn't give a fuck. Straight up, the video didn't affect him, as he was able to get away scot-free just minutes after it was uploaded, and he didn't care. If you do have information about Zerwin, or you think you've encountered him again, please send me information about it. Well, it's safe to say that they haven't spoken, however, as no one knows his new profile, and no one knows who he actually is anymore, as he's privated and changed everything about him. So it's safe to say that Alex hasn't contacted him either. Lock-in had a simple unverified Discord account without a profile picture, and after he was exposed, it simply vanished. He never sent another message in a Discord he was in, and the account was actually probably an alt that he didn't care about. So I have heard nothing from him or her since, as the account has vanished. It's probably been deleted, as it wasn't verified. So I can say for a fact that there was no way Alex could have spoken to someone who was simply vanished from the internet. Again, complete bullshit. Now this is where the big things come into play. With Rogue. Yes, it's no secret that the video on him blew up, and that he was witch hunted. But to say that I wanted that, and to say that I asked people to do it, that's complete bullshit. As I released a second video days later saying, don't do that, I do not endorse this, I ask you not to do this, please, and I apologise for everything that's happened to Rogue again. However, Alex liked to claim that I put him to suicide. He claims this publicly to slander me, and he says that he can't provide any evidence, funny enough, probably because it didn't happen, and that they hadn't spoken. If something like this had come out, and it came out that I had caused Rogue to be put to suicide, surely Alex would have mentioned this earlier. And if it happened recently, why can't he provide any screenshots? I know that Steam messages can be deleted after a short amount of time. If it was recent and he just got the message, surely he'd be able to provide it. So it's funny that he can't. Really? Really? Accusing me of suicide? This is too far. This is way too far. You can talk shit about me, you can make threats against me physically, but to say I caused someone to kill themselves, all in the name of dragging me down in some kind of pathetic personal vendetta, no, this is where it goes too far. I am not okay with that. You do not say this kind of stuff lightly and then provide no evidence that it actually happened, all in the name to slander someone you don't like. Do you see what I mean when I say this person is a sociopath? They do not care about human emotion. They do not care what happens to these people. As long as he can lie about something and use it to get more attention and more views, he will do it. Alex doesn't care about people being witch hunted. If so, why would he say this? Here you can see him saying that he wants to be witch hunted so he can use it to get more attention. So how much can he actually care about the others who have actually been witch hunted by people? And how can he try and take the moral high ground like this, and then proceed to try and plan to raid my stream, insulting me for things I straight up haven't done? Alex doesn't give a fuck about anyone but himself. It's all about this channel and the publicity he can get from it. It doesn't matter what he has to lie about. He will lie about anything he can to get under my skin, to annoy me. Anything from suicide to just basic slander about DDoSing, he will do it so he gets under my skin, as he knows if he does, I will make a video on him with his name in it exposing him. He can then use this to get more views, as this screenshot shows. He doesn't care about people. All he cares about is his publicity and his name getting out there. He doesn't care if it's negative attention, he doesn't care if it's positive attention, he just wants the attention, and it doesn't matter how or where or what he has to lie about, he will do it. This guy is a sociopath driven by YouTube numbers and nothing else. Later that night, Alex brought together a group of people in a Discord server in order to create a coup. An uprising against me, rising up against me and my unjust actions. However, Alex soon realised, well, fuck. I don't have any evidence to back up this slander. How the fuck am I going to do this? Oh, I'll use big YouTubers as an incentive to do it. He lied that Uncle Dane, the TF2 YouTuber, was involved with all of this, saying that, oh, Uncle Dane is involved with this, guys, he's going to expose Doomsday, so you better get on this ship, because if you don't, things will probably go downhill for you. He used big names to try and make himself look in the right. And you've probably all heard of Dane, but probably not because of his exposing content. That isn't what he does with his channel. And even if he did, why would he care about this stuff? And instantly, this set off the alarm bells to the people involved. In order to show how toxic you guys, my fans, really are, Alex created an alternate Discord account called XD, where he began to insult himself by calling himself some quite disgusting things in my Discord. And he showed this to Coup as an attempt to say, yeah, look at how bad these people are, look how toxic Doomsday's fans are, oh, look at how they're shit talking me, look guys. And this didn't work because no one believed him in the first place, and this didn't really help. Everything still seemed a little bit fishy, and the people that were in on the coup and in my Discord saw that my moderator had instantly deleted the messages and warned the person sending them, as we don't do shit talking. I'm not a fan of that. Alex, however, will love to talk about me behind my back and my personal life by insulting me immaturely, as you can see on the screen now. I don't do shit talking behind people's backs, that's not my style. If he wants to do it about me, go ahead, it really shows how mature you really are. Next, Alex used his alternate account to spam his own Discord, to further show, oh look guys, look how awful you guys are, look how awful these fans of Doomsday are, we should probably take action against him, right guys? But at this point, it was too late. Everything was falling apart. The cracks had started to show and people soon realised that it wasn't right. The things and these accusations made against me didn't have any evidence, and the fact that Dane would be involved made no sense, and now that this was making any sense, so they came to me for clearance. And they came to me and they told me what had happened, saying to Alex that they couldn't believe him anymore. They didn't believe his lies and they didn't want a part in all of this as he couldn't give any evidence. In order to try and latch onto their emotions, he tried to manipulate them. Alex started posting stuff about leaving TF2, and things that are very reminiscent of suicide. And this didn't work. I'm sorry, but you don't get to lie and slander people without evidence and try and keep people's trust. You don't get to talk shit about people's backs and then have people trust you. I'm sorry, but that isn't how the world works. I'm sorry this video is quite somber and quite boring, but I needed to say something, as this isn't okay. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I've made mistakes. I know it's not an excuse, but I'm human, and I don't want to hurt others. I want to prevent that from happening, so I'm sorry if this video seems stupid, but I hate it. I hate being slandered and I hate being falsely accused of causing someone's suicide without any evidence to actually back that up. I'm sorry. I just needed to put an end to all of this surrounding me, as I'm not okay with it. I'm really not. But in order to confront Alex, I spoke to him directly, where he claimed, out of the blue, something that he hadn't said all night. That 80 people had raided his Discord in the name of me insulting him. However, he couldn't provide any evidence of this. He couldn't actually show evidence of this happening. However, he did say that he could recover the stream and its entire chat, and that he would be able to look back and show me. And if he could do that, I would personally apologise, as even though I didn't endorse this or cause it, I'm sorry that this happened and I would deal with the people that did it personally. However, he said, oh, yeah, I could recover it, but thing is, I'm going away to visit my granddad. Yeah, it's awkward, isn't it? Yeah, so I can't really show you, I'm going to be away for a bit. However, just 2 days later, today, I see him playing games on his PC, and I see him threatening to make videos about people who are talking about all of this stuff going on. So he's definitely on his computer. So I straight up ask him, hey, Alex, where's this evidence? Communication from you and this user has been blocked. Funny that. So I contact him on Twitter and I tweet at him, hey, Alex, so, where's that evidence? You're obviously on your PC, so why can't you give it to me? If you're gonna call me an absolute arsehole and insult my fans, maybe you should show me some evidence and I'll deal with it. You have been blocked from following this person's tweets. You cannot look at their tweets or now follow them on Twitter. Funny that. Funny that he couldn't give any evidence and then blocked me and panicked when I tried to confront him. I'm sorry that last bit was very ranty and very unscripted, but it needed to be said. It was quite last minute as it did happen as I'm releasing this video. But yeah, this guy's a scumbag and a sociopath. He is lying to make me look bad and to get him attention. It's not okay. He is disgusting. He is lying about me, chatting shit about me, talking about me and my personal life, and claiming that you guys, my fans, are awful people, just to stir attention. And I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with him lying to so many people. It's not fair. I'm very sorry for all of this. I've been Doomsday. Good night.